diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. Check, we Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, then find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elder, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. We Rick flaring on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered a leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
You know, I would scream and yell and be like, oh, what's going on? But today it's Wednesday. Oh, happy Wednesday. But I never thought in a million years I'd be doing a show about UAPB. I ain't even gonna hold you. I never would have thought in a million years that the headline of a show on my channel would be talking about UAPB. But we here. But we are here. right? Breaking news, UAPB has a new head coach, and that new head coach is Alonzo Hampton. All right. Reports given out by Pete Thamel. Arkansas Pine Bluff has finalized a 3-year deal to make ULM assistant Alonzo Hampton the school's next head coach. Hampton has had stints with FSU, Oregon, USF, Western Kentucky. He has also worked at Pine Bluff early in his career. Listen, to break this down even more, you know I had to go get a Pine Bluff guy. Somebody that's been around the program, somebody that talks Pine Bluff when nobody else does. And I have to give it up. My boy Barry White. How do you even own merch? You got to unmute yourself. How do you even own merch? Who other than you?
My family went to UAPB, man. I grew up in Pine Bluff, so you know I can't help it. It's rare that I bring it out, though.
Yeah, very much so. It's usually something blue, dark, light blue, Carolina blue. I don't know what blue y'all be wearing nowadays.
It's just blue. You know, God made many blues for a reason to give you choices.
Man, and Southern wears every one of them. Anyway,
this ain't about us right now.
You're right.
Ain't about us. See?
You're right. All right, listen. UAPB. All right, your mom's alma mater. You know what I'm saying? Your dad's alma mater? I'm just mom.
No college for him.
Okay. That boy said no college for him. All right, listen. When your initial thoughts came out, do you know much about Alonzo Hampton? Did you care? Did you not care? Did you have expectations on what UAB was looking at? Tell me some stuff that was going around at Arkansas that you know.
So I actually met Alonzo Hampton numerous times. I met him once when I was doing my time at UAPB. He was there.
Okay.
As one of the coaches. And I remember him recruiting some guys because he used to be the head coach, if I can recall. He was the head coach of a town not too far from Pine Bluff called Dumas, Arkansas. He was the head coach there. And when he left Dumas, he went to ULM, and he took some talent from that South Arkansas area down to ULM with him. And then when he left ULM and came to Pine Bluff, he brought a lot of that talent that went to ULM with him back to Pine Bluff with him. And so I met him I talked to him not too long ago, actually, at an LSU camp. I was there to support a buddy of mine. He had his kid that he's been working with that's getting offers from Power Fives from all over the place. And Alonzo Hampton was one of the guys there. He offered the kid right there on the spot. So, you know, I've had opportunities to meet him over the years. And, you know, we don't know each other per se, but yeah. I have met him. And you know, I know his career in terms of being, I think his last good one was at Florida State, being with Willie Taggart.
Okay.
But that didn't last that long, considering, you know, the black man at the big school, they don't give you too long. So.
No, you got a very short leash. Very
short.
Oh, you said, wait, yank, boy, Sandman. Now, you know, for me, you know, I don't know much about the Arkansas area, but him being I don't know where Warren, Arkansas is. I don't know how far that is from UAPB or whatever, but
Warren, Arkansas, let me tell you about that place. It is I don't know if they like have a factory and they pump out wide receivers.
Wow.
They pump them out. SEC wide receivers, pump them out. So Warren, Arkansas is a place I grew up in, spent a lot of time down there. Good place. One of those good small communities, close-knit fam. You got those close-knit. Everybody knows everybody, right? It's probably about 40 minutes to an hour south of Pine Bluff. They're the Lumberjacks. Warren Lumberjacks, typically one of the best high school teams in their division. I think they're 4A in the state, but they pump out some athletes out of Warren, Arkansas.
So do you think, let me ask you, because I know Skelton's from Arkansas, you're from Arkansas.
Pine Bluff to be exact.
Pine Bluff to be exact. Where do you think he's going to have his biggest impact, being an Arkansas native, being he spent 5 seasons on UAPB? How do you think he's going to do in this environment in the resurgence of UAPB? And can he build a winner in Arkansas, just from talent in Arkansas?
It's going to be a good question. This is going to be because he's never been a head coach on the collegiate level before.
Yeah.
He's pretty much been a position coach. and this is going to give him an opportunity to be in a position at Pine Bluff to be the head guy. He's familiar with Pine Bluff. He's familiar with the program. He's familiar with the city. And most importantly, he's familiar with the region. Now you got to see what he's capable of doing, what I like to call the limited resources that UAPB has. What can he build with not a lot of donors and a lot of support? And what can he do to get out to get donors and get support? Because I think most importantly, the big thing of this is the end of that UAPB is the PB part, the Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff, unfortunately, is one of the fastest shrinking metropolitan areas in the country.
Wow.
A lot of people are moving out. I was one of those. That's why I ended up at Southern, why I ended up in Louisiana, and many others around my age and even older. When you look at families looking for opportunity, the jobs and the economy just isn't there like like you would want. The crime is kind of high, and it's just a tough place. It's one of those places when you go back to, and you know, for me, what makes it hard when I go back, my main storyline when I go back is what things used to be, what they used to look like. I remember when that was this, and now it's not that no more.
Yeah.
I remember when that looked like that, but now it's tore down. You know, so it's one of those places where, you know, you're going to have to try to build a pride. You're going to have to get the city. Because once again, UAPB struggles with attendance. UAPB.
Let me ask you this. Let me
talk to me.
Yeah. When they were going for the SWAC championship, what was different about that team that year? And how do you
spring?
No, the year, not that spring, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Talk about with Dooley and that coaching staff.
Oh, 12.
What was done then that you feel can be reincarnated now for the 2022, 2023 UAPB team?
I think a lot of that, if you ask me, had a lot to do with Dooley. Monty Coleman was the head coach at that time. And Monty Coleman really didn't have I'm not even going to say really, he didn't have a successful stint at UAPB. That was that one good season right there. But I think it was the talent that Coach Eric Dooley was able to go out and find and bring in, a Ben Anderson, a Willie Young, a Teron Armstead, who's a Pro Bowler right now, and so many others that was on that team. What's going to have to be recreated from that is finding some solid talent, Scotty. Finding guys that can come in and play immediately, and finding guys that can be impact players. And you're going to have to build what it starts with in this conference is, you know, an offense with a quarterback. That 2012 team was special. If you ask me now, they won, I believe, an HBCU national championship that year. They only lost that season, I want to say, was to Jackson State early in the season and to Tennessee State that season. But for me, in 2012, the SWAC was down. Southern had just fired their head. Well, Southern had fired Stump Mitchell. You had the interim coach and Dawson Odoms. Grambling was transitioning, trying to get away from Doug Williams. And when you talk about those two teams, you still had Jackson at the time with Rick Comedy. Jackson State had been back and forward in championships either every year or every other year. And unfortunately, the SWAC wasn't that good that year. And they gave UAPB an opportunity to get in there, what they say, to sneak in.
Yeah.
And that's why they was able to do it. Now the SWAC, you're starting to see it uptick a little bit better. It's in a better position, I believe, in going into 2023 than it was in 2012. UAPB happened to catch a good year to put together a good team.
Where's this pipeline of talent coming from that you believe that Alonzo Hampton needs to tap into? I've heard people from UAPB say, Scotty, Memphis should be a mini hub for UAPB. But where are some other spots in Arkansas, outside of Arkansas, that if you were on Alonzo Hampton's staff, you're saying, hey, Alonzo, so we got to hit this. We got to hit this. We got to touch these. Like, we have to recruit hard and heavy into these places.
I'm staying in the region because you need fans at your game. You need familiar names. I'm in Mississippi. I mean, Mississippi is loaded with talent. Whether people want to admit it or not, Mississippi has talent. I'm going to Memphis. Memphis students get free in-state tuition going to UAPB.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. So that's why it's good with them being in the Southern Heritage Classic now. That really works out for them. Now it gives you that extra added of exposure to take your brand in a region that you already want to be in.
Yeah.
I'm going into Oklahoma. I'm going to tap into Oklahoma. I'm for sure around the state of Arkansas. And I don't give a damn if you're black or white. I'm getting you here. And you want to know what's crazy? I think one of the crazier things is if people look around, of all the southern states, Arkansas has the smallest African-American population of any southern state in America.
Really?
It's just a little over 500,000 people. And every other state in the South that has African-Americans are typically 1 million plus.
Wow.
So you got a small number of African-American population that lives in the state of Arkansas. And most of that is right there within the region of UAPB, what they call the Delta. That's why UAPB called themselves the flagship of the Delta.
Wow.
That is where the predominantly black population of the state of Arkansas is, East Arkansas and in that South region of the Delta. I'm going to Texas. I'm going to North Louisiana. That pipeline used to be open of UAPB in North Louisiana. You're talking about Monroe, who have ballers. You're talking about that Ruston, Shreveport, Bastrop area.
Yeah.
I'm hitting all of that. You know, Gramblin's going to know my presence. Louisiana Tech is going to know my presence in that area. And I, of course, like I said, I go back to the state of Arkansas. I got to hit the state of Arkansas, every corner, every stretch of it, because the state of Arkansas has talent. Typically, those guys go the Division II route. Henderson State, Washita Baptist, actually UCA, University of Central Arkansas, their FCS team. They're typically loaded with talent from in-state. Arkansas State, which has been a team that has been pretty good, is typically a team that has talent. So UAPB, matter of fact, a guy just signed today to Jackson State, a 3/4-star wide receiver.
Kendall, Isaiah Kendall, something like that.
Yeah, he's from Arkansas. You know, so there's a wide receiver in your backyard you just let leave to go to one of your conference foes.
Facts.
You know, Ladarius Skelton was from right there in Pine Bluff, went to Pine Bluff High.
Wow.
You let him leave and go to one of your other foes, you know. So there's talent around there, man. You got to get down into those little towns. Arkansas is rural, so a lot of times if you're not in that area, you will miss the talent because it's hard to get to. So a lot of people typically don't even think Arkansas has talent, but trust me, it's talent around there. If I'm Alonzo Hampton, I'm doing that.
ULM. I mean, I listen. I always feel like I always think people from the state that go back and are able to work at a state institution have a bit of an edge because they understand. Like if I worked at Bowie State, I know places in Maryland a lot of other coaches wouldn't know because I'm from Maryland. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's a benefit from being from Warren, Arkansas, that being from the state, you know, places, you have friends and things that have transpired and probably moved out of Arkansas, but you have contacts within the state that should allow you to understand and move and navigate the state a lot better than coaches that are not from that state. Now, how do you think him being from ULM, because spent time down in Louisiana Monroe, do you think that helps him with that pipeline and understanding what he can move to UAPB and how we what's up, little man in the back?
Oh, there's Lil P. That's PJ. What you want? All right, he wants some gummies. Get you some gummies.
So how is him spending time at ULM help that pipeline grow from Monroe and UAPB in your opinion?
For me, I think it's just the aspect of understanding the region. ULM is in that region. Monroe is only about a 2-hour drive from Pine Bluff. So you're already there. It's not that far from Warren, another area, Crossett, Arkansas, Strong, Junction City. Those are all towns in South Arkansas. El Dorado, a lot of towns that have talent. And I think with him being at ULM, he already understands that. And on top of that region that I just discussed, bringing up about North Louisiana, which they like to call South Arkansas as well. So him already being from that area, having coached high school ball in that area, and now being a coach in that area at ULM and having already been at Pine Bluff, I think he understands the area. That may be one of the reasons that made it a reason to give him this hire. Makes sense.
Now, where does he start? And you're looking at this team. Is it a full imploding? What do you keep? Does he come in like Dion and cut everybody? Like, where does Alonzo Hampton start with this squad?
You don't have the luxury. Hey, cut that light off. You got to raise him up, train him up. He'll be a future leader one day.
Yeah.
Engineer or something. Where does he start, man? You got to start. He doesn't have the luxury to come in like Dion and cut everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have to build with what he has. And the problem is he's coming in behind the 8-ball. Today was signing day. And have you seen UAPB sign anybody today?
Not a lick. Not a body.
So that's going to automatically put him behind the 8-ball. He's going to have to hit the ground running. He's going to have to start in the trenches. The trenches is what, for any team, if you want me to build a team, that's where I start.
Yeah,
I look around, I build my O-line, and I build my D-line. We can find skill position players. Trust me, we can do that. The trenches, and I got to go find me a quarterback. I got to find a quarterback. And I can't be picky. And this is one of those situations, I know people like the HBCUs, but at this point, understanding UAPB and where you got to dig yourself out of, I don't give a damn if he's black or white. I got to find a quarterback. Somebody got to come in for me to make an immediate impact to where he can set the tone of where we can build from. UAPB typically has always shown that they can run the ball. It's been their secondary that's been questionable. It's been their defense period. They can't stop a nosebleed. Everybody has broken SWAC records, rushing records on them, haven't they? We saw it with Alcorn. Yep. We saw it with Southern. It's just they can't stop anybody. So you're going to have to find a way to build a legit defense, if you ask me, and be able to find a quarterback. That's where he's going to have to start. And it may be a slow process because I don't think this team right now has the depth with real talent that right now can put them in a position that can compete.
There's somebody on this squad. I'm looking at the roster right now. I like one of these quarterbacks on this. I'm trying to figure out who I like. I think it's Chancellor Edwards. Somebody played that I liked late in the season. I don't know if it was the freshman or sophomore, but
I saw both of those guys against Southern because, of course, Skylar Perry didn't play that game. And so they played both of those quarterbacks, man, and they need development. You know, it's one thing getting a guy that has talent to your school, but how do you develop him to become better over the 4 years? Yeah. That's going to be crucial.
Yeah. Mekhi Higgins, Chancellor Edwards, 6'4", 195. Mekhi Higgins, 6'3", 200 pounds. So you have two guys on there. Somebody said Jalen. Yeah, I think it was. Let me see. I'm trying to. I don't see Jalen on here. He must. Yeah, I don't see Jalen on here, but
you know, one of the toughest things with his job,
Jalen Macon. That's his name, Jalen Macon. Yeah, I like that kid. I like that kid a lot, Jaden Macon.
The other tough thing about this job, Scotty, is going to be a staff, building the staff. UAPB does not have the greatest salaries in the world when you talk about coordinators and position coaches. So how he's going to build this staff around him in order to be successful be another key in terms of how this job is going to ultimately turn out.
Alonzo, if you need an offensive analyst, baby, you know what I'm saying? You can pay me $2,000 a month, bro. I'm good. I'll just look over some film for you, just tell you my personal opinions of what you should do and change. You know what I'm saying? Just a little 2K, you know what I'm saying? Add a little chump change for me. You know,
that might be out their price range, man. You might have to settle for a little bit.
2K?
That add up over how many months you trying to do that for?
It's like what? What's like 4 or 5 months? That's like $10,000.
You do better going in as a grad assistant. You might have to just get your master's.
Come on, bro. I ain't even got my bachelor.
Well, there you go. You know, you're gonna have to. They're gonna have to pay you in scholarship.
Give me a Pell Grant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go. They'll help you out. You get that old refund check. Now you know at HBCUs it won't be till homecoming till you get it.
I like what Rube said. Go get some JUCO coaches. Hire you 2 young high school coaches that are ready to recruit in the portal in high school. Listen, you have to. I hate to do it, and I agree with Rube. You got to get some young guys. You got to get some young guys. This has to be an opportunity job. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, listen, I see what you're doing here. Come here, work for me. Let's build this thing. If we can take it to the next level, build your resume. Because think about it. If I'm a young coach that's never been on this level of D1 and I get the opportunity, this is a resume bullet point for me. For him, them losses count on his record. They don't count on my record. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I agree. Oh man, Javance, listen. Somebody got to go get this guy. I don't know if he would take the UAPB job because he's doing damn good in high school, but somebody got to go get this guy, Javance Jones. I really think he can be the next young defensive coordinator that will blow some people's minds. I think he'll be an absolute gem on this staff. But, Alonzo.
Let me flip this. Let me now offer you. This is Offscript Perry White now. Now, you the guy that's just coming in. What do you think about this hire? And put your past feelings in terms of UAPB away, and just go with it, clear head, clear thought, just with you seeing the name, knowing of the swag, and seeing this guy being hired as a head coach.
Honestly, I do like the hire. You got to get somebody, to me, that understands Arkansas. I think if you can't get a big enough name that draws people to you, well, then I got to get a name that understands the landscape of the state, right? So for me, I like that. The second part about this, I like the resume that he's been at a lot of stints, so he's had to do a lot of different things, right? He's been at, let me go back so people can see this. He's been at South Florida. He's been at Western Kentucky. He's been to Oregon. He's been to ULM. He's been to Arkansas. He's been at
Florida State.
He's been in these places. He's seen different recruiting aspects. He's gone to different high schools. He has some experience to get out there and go get people that you wouldn't expect. He's probably built relationships with coaches that you wouldn't expect. Because I'll tell you one thing about that coaching network. It's real. It's like a 6 degrees of separation in that coaching network, to where I can call up my cousin right now who coaches. He could probably call 3 of his old coaches and get me in touch with Hampton. Like, that's how this thing works. Go ahead, Perry.
I was going to say, let's do 2 things. Can you pull up their stadium, pull up their facilities for people to see? Let's do 2 things. Let's pull up their facilities, and then let's check out if we can find coaching salaries for UAPB.
Okay.
To see what we're working with here, because I think a lot of people don't really know about UAPB. So I think this is a great opportunity to show people UAPB.
Okay. Oh, man, this is a great view. Jesus Christ, this is a great view of the stadium.
They may have some drone shots, I think, typically on YouTube somewhere.
Oh, this is nice. Listen, I ain't even going to fake on you. This junk is sweet. Is that how it looks right now?
I got to see it. I don't see anything.
You don't see that?
Yeah, that's it. That's their stadium.
Hey, that's nice. That's damn nice. I ain't even gonna fake on you. That's damn nice. Yeah. Gotta give him credit for that one. That's a beautiful stadium. That's a beautiful stadium. Yeah.
Like it?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty dope. With the black, gold and black with I like it. I like it. It's not bad, man. It's not bad. So somebody said it's okay in person. Don't let the picture fool you. Sounds like a little hating to me. But
hate.
They just sound like a little hate to me. But anything else facility wise? I mean, let me see. Let me see if they got some indoor pictures or anything like that. Let me see.
Yeah, let's show the people what they working with at Pine Bluff.
I ain't got no indoor of the. I ain't got no pictures of the indoor facilities. Oh, here we go. Maybe this could still work. I don't know. Oh, here go the field house. So let me see. Oh shoot. Oh, thank you. Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. J. Thomas May Fieldhouse. Don't know what a letter A club is. I don't know what that means. Is that the one SWAC championship?
That's it. That's the one and only 2012.
That's actually that. Hey, listen, that's not a bad case. It looked like that the case off of Major Payne.
Yeah, when they went in and broke into the other folks' stuff, they got beat up that night, didn't they?
They did. That thing looked just like the one off Major Payne.
He set him up for a suicide mission that night.
You like it? Do you want it? Do you want it? Sir, yes, sir. Oh man, here you go. Oh man, Teron S there, commitment, UAPB.
Yeah, back in the day, LC Greenwood was the UAPB. A lot of people don't know about LC Greenwood. You got to look him up.
Got the weight room here. No, not too bad. Clean, you know what I'm saying? Not too bad. Oh, that okay. Wow. All righty. That's it. Yeah, that's what y'all bringing. That's what y'all bringing.
All right, let's see if we can find some salaries.
UAPB coaching salaries.
Yeah, let's see what we're working with here. Let's see how can the Golden Lions build. We like on the Sims. We trying to build a team. I guess this would be Madden or NCAA.
Okay, let me see. Oh man, this might be a little harder than I suspected. If anybody can find it in the chat, yeah, just send the link and that would probably help me a little bit better because yeah, I ain't got time to be doing all this digging and researching on the.
Do you have some UAPB fans on here? And you can call them out and see if any UAPB people on here.
I mean, they probably. I know it's a couple up in this jank.
Where you at, Golden Lions? I'm repping. Where y'all at? I'm trying to show some love today. Even back in the day, see, I go way back. I know about AM and N. That was before it was UAPB. I know about Branch Normal. Come on now. I'll talk to you about a little Pine Bluff history.
Said Gamble made 150 this year. Yeah, that's what it said. So let me see. Football. Yeah, I don't know. So but I'm not about to go through that whole budget. See, that's what I'm saying? Like, listen, guys, I'm not about to go through a whole team's budget on here on live. I'm not about to do that. Like, well, first of all, y'all lucky I'm getting a show. Okay, it's UAPB. All right, ain't nobody else doing no UAPB shows out here in these streets.
Ain't nobody else doing one.
Ain't nobody doing no UAPB, so you better be damn lucky that you're getting a show. All right, shoot, Jesus Christ. All right, let me ask you this: what's the expectation
for Alonzo Hampton?
Yeah.
He's going to have to go in and build some hell of a relationships around the state of Arkansas. He's going to have to. UAPB used to have a passionate, well-traveled fan base, and they used to show up to games. Back in the day, I can recall going to a UAPB game because I grew up around UAPB. Tailgating was something to go do. A turkey leg? You mentioned UAPB and tailgating, you got to mention the turkey leg. You ever had a good turkey leg before?
Yeah, I had it from Turkey Leg Hut.
I'm talking about one of them down home, out the grill, open the foil, it fall apart, snack on this during the game turkey leg. That's what UAPB was known for. People showed up, they tailgated, people went to games. You had people from all of the surrounding areas show up and be a part of what UAPB had to offer. He's going to have to rekindle that. He's going to have to bring that back. Cedric Thomas wasn't even able to do it. He was a UAPB alum. He had played football for UAPB, and Alonzo is going to have to find a way to draw the people back in. He's going to have to energize the people. I think one of the things that has energized them is just the fact of them being able to be in the Southern Heritage Classic against Tennessee State now. They said the turkey leg suck. Now, it depends where you get it from. You got to get it in that corner in the stadium between the end zone and the home side where they got it smoked out in. Anybody been to Golden Lion Stadium, you know where I'm talking about. If you haven't, you need to go try it. But they got to be able to get people from Little Rock to come down. He's going to have to open up people's minds to say things are different now. Because I think when you allow a decade to go by and then you go to a SWAC championship in the spring, and I think that was right there about to ignite people. Then you come back and you only win 2 or 3 games in the fall. You lost everybody that soon. And he's going to have to get in and get the city of Pine Bluff to realize the value of what UAPB brings. You're talking about television. If UAPB, the school itself, is not in the city of Pine Bluff, the city of Pine Bluff has nothing left. That city literally lives for one time of the year, and it's because of UAPB is homecoming. So he's going to have to try to get the support of the city of Pine Bluff as well. They recently, about a couple years ago, built a casino there. That casino is making a ton of money. Hey, so into us. You got Tyson, you got International Paper, you got Pine Bluff Sand and Gravel. You got a lot of big time companies with names that are right there that you're going to need some money in terms of support to this program to help towards facilities, to help towards anything. And then you got Little Rock, you got Simmons Bank. right there in Pine Bluff. In which, why that field looks the way that it does, Simmons Bank donated, I think, about $2 million to the school. So my expectations for him is first, bring in the fans, then bring in the business community and let them know what it is that you're doing. Don't let things in Pine Bluff be a secret any longer. I think it's been a secret for far too long, as well as now learn how to build your social media presence. Build your social media presence and create a digital media market behind yourself to where you can now expand your brand of Pine Bluff out there to where people want to be a part of what you're doing. They'll want to know what you got going on and recruit the area.
Shout out to a good coaching buddy of mine sent me this. This is the budget for Jesus Christ. That's a huge drop off. So head football coach was making $150. Assistant coach, offensive coordinator was making $63,000. Yeah, this is not good.
That's tough, man.
That is not good at all. I hope you guys are seeing this. So
that's why I was saying it's going to be hard in terms of, and what you want him to pay you?
I said two cats $24K.
Go down. What's $24K will get you on this list?
36 will give you assistant football coach. 35,000.
Yeah, you would have to be full time. See, you trying to do some part time. You gonna have to do a lot for that 24K.
Yeah, that's a good that's a good point. What I would say is this: you need to take that 50,000 out of your salary. Take that 50,000 out of your salary and add 25 to this to these offensive defensive coordinators, and then you could talk. That's what I would do, because you're only as good as your staff. You're only as good as your staff. But who is supposed to be living off of 36,000? Come on, like, what are we? Woo.
And what job is that?
Assistant football coach. So pretty much a positional coach.
You're gonna have a part-time job working there on the UAPB coaching staff.
Man, that's crazy, bro.
Football during the day, Walmart or International Paper, Tyson at night.
That's crazy.
That's what makes this job hard. You know, you can put a name to it, but then at the same time, this is when I go back, Scotty, and talk about having support. This is where Alonzo Hampton is going to have to do his part to go out and get the support so they can increase those salaries. In order to say, for me to be successful here, I need a commitment from you to help me improve this so I can bring in qualified people for these qualified candidates for these positions so we can be able to do something here. That is tough to deal with. You can go be the high school coach somewhere locally in Arkansas
and make more.
And deal with less stress.
Yeah.
Less headache.
You know what just shocks me is I really don't think people understand that how much these coaches sacrifice to give back. Even though they want to coach, we understand this is a job and they want to do this job and they love the job that they do. But understand, to go to an HBCU, some of these HBCUs. I talked to somebody from Valley and it said the wide receiver coach at Valley was making like $25,000. And I'm like, how are you supposed to $25,000? Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you see stuff like this, to me, it's like, you gotta, yes, I know they're getting paid, right? And that's why I'm hard on the head coaches. But understand, these positional guys are not making like that. That's why I didn't get mad when Dion took half his staff to Colorado, because they now making life-changing money. You're talking about Dancy now probably making $150,000 to $200,000 to coach safeties.
Instead of having to worry about the stresses of a whole team and everything that goes into this with 80, well, I don't even know how many guys they have constantly having to worry about that. And man, I want to know what the recruiting budget is at UAPB.
I don't even know, bro. Shout out to Dallas Daniels, man. I hope you go pro. I know you're going to at least get in the XFL or USFL. I know that's coming, but I hope you can go NFL as well, my boy. Let me see what I got here. But let me see. Yeah, so this is crazy. Oh yeah, here we go. Shout out to Black Pilot. He sent me this. Let me send this to myself so I can it's a little bit more clear for you guys, and they got the names on them. And I appreciate you guys for sending me, because I wasn't about to go through no budget, because I didn't think Perry was gonna ask me that question. He done turned the tables on me.
Well, I want to do it because UAPB is one of those schools people don't know much about. So this is our one time to let the people know.
Dog, this man was making $247,000 to coach safeties. Life-changing money.
Come up.
Life-changing money. Come on, man. He can't get mad at that. Bro, I know I was the one that said I'd never leave the hood. When I got my check, I was gone.
And think about this. How do you want somebody to relocate? Typically, these are people with families, man. How do you want a guy to relocate for that amount of money with a family? That's tough.
So here we go. We got the names that fit these positions. So Charles Gamble, the head football coach, made 150. Jermaine Gales made 63. Michael Rasser, assistant football coach Jonathan Bradley, making 53 to 50. And so Ken Evans, I think he was a quarterback coach. He was making $36,000.
What year is this from?
This is probably the spring year.
Okay, because I don't see Treadwell, who was who took over as the interim on there.
Yeah, see, 2020 to 2021.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kitten Evans, I know he was the quarterback coach. He was making $36,000. Man, listen, bro. I don't care how much I love coaching. $36,000. If I was a coach, I got a whole degree. To coach. I'm not.
How much experience you think you getting with a coach making $36,000?
Not much. I mean, you got lucky with Kitten Evans, who's been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So you got blessed by that. But I mean, Jesus Christ, this is bad, man. Like when you really look at it, you're like, Jesus. Like the drop off is so heavy.
That's why this needed to be opened up for people to understand that, you know, there's a reason to be excited, but now there's an even bigger reason for UAPB fans to have to be able to support the program. When you're not showing up to games, when you're not donating and giving back to the program, this is what you deal with. You have to give back to this program if you're a UAPB alum or if you live in that area. You got to give back to this program. You know, I'm always pushing for donations. I'm always pushing for camaraderie, coming together in order to make it better. You can't expect for this program to get better with salaries like that. The boosters and everybody else are going to have to find a way to help increase these salaries so you can get some good candidates in there, man, to be able to get these jobs.
Crazy. It just blows my mind to how big the drop off is from literally that's like the next person is like, you got to double their salary just to touch yours. Like I can understand if it was like 90, you know what I'm saying? Like if it was like 90K, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's not that bad. 90, 80, this 63,000. 63,000.
I think you can be a manager at Waffle House and making that. Man,
you could be a help desk. You know what I'm saying? Take phone calls and make 63. You really see what people are really going through and that they do so much for so little, man. Like you guys, like think about the Alcorns, thinking about the Valleys, Texas only got money, but you know what I'm saying? Think about some of these schools that deal with these financial issues and all the coaches that are on staff or not on staff. You know what I'm saying? So
this goes back to when we talk about these TV deals. This is why we continue to talk about the business side of how we operate as a conference and how we operate in terms of individual institutions, because this is when you talk about you go down the chain. This is where it equates to when you talk about salaries. This is the football coaching staff, right? Yeah. This is your money making. Let's not get into baseball, softball, volleyball. Let's not get into these other sports, right?
Yeah.
This is the trickle down effect. And this is where, you remember I had this conversation with you that time. I said, when we talk about our athletic directors in this conference, from the conversation I had with a lady that was an associate athletic director at LSU, You got to get people in there in terms of athletic directors and whoever the hell is in charge with business mindsets. And for me, I think a lot of times when I look at our athletic departments, I see people in terms of running them like they're party promoters and club promoters. That's how I see athletics ran. And I'm not saying that's how UAPB is doing it, but when I look around the board, typically at HBCUs, that's typically how we're running our athletic departments. Mostly not with the business mindset. And Deion said it best in his interview with Shannon Sharp, talking about putting on that business cap.
Absolutely.
Understanding why I'm saying do these things, because you're just happy to be here. I'm not just happy to be here. I'm trying to be an agent of change in order to make us realize how we've been doing things and how can we evolve and change and do things differently and better. Most of all, what works and what's happened, what worked in 1990, why are we still trying to do it in 2023? It's time to evolve. It's time to take it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's just around. I think that's just a consensus. It should be a consensus across the board that everybody should want to elevate, because these coaches out. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, the only way we could truly compare this is to other FCS programs to see what they're giving their coaches as well. You know what I'm saying? A Sanford, a Wofford, a UIW, you know what I'm saying? To see what those budgets look like for their coaches. And then maybe we could be like, okay, we're on par.
Could you do that? Could you look up maybe a UIW or South? UIW just made it to the semifinals against North Dakota State.
Yeah, anybody that got my cell phone number that sent me the stuff, if you guys can look up the UIW budget and coaching staff.
UIW or Southeastern, someone like a Southland school, you know. Southeastern and UIW both, I think, tied for the conference champion in the Southland.
Yeah, so if you guys could give me those budgets, I would really appreciate you guys. Shoot that over to me. We know it's public info. I'm not looking for it while I'm on the channel. I need somebody else to look for it. Send it to me so we can upload it. I'll give you the shout out. All right. You can send it to my Instagram, Twitter. It don't matter. Just try to find that real quick if you can in the same kind of format. But overall, do you like the hire? That's the real question. I know you're a Southern guy through and through. You know what I'm saying? But
I was a UAPB guy. I used to be a ball boy for UAPB football. You know? Yeah. My HBCU experience came first through at UAPB, with my mom being a graduate there and taking me to UAPB games when they played Jackson State and Southern and the homecoming games. I was at the game. I was a little kid at the game sitting in the stands. It took me all day and the next day to eat that big turkey leg I'm talking about. You know, I was the kid down there being the ball boy. I never forget. I'll tell you a story. I'm not a fan guy. I don't really like fan over people. Like, oh my God, starstruck. First person I was legit probably ever starstruck over, and this was because I was a ball boy at UAPB, and I had an opportunity to see him, was Bruce Eugene at Grambling State. You know, I had read about him in the papers. I had, you know, every week you saw these huge numbers. You just read how Grambling whooped somebody, and you saw the numbers he put up. And it was the first time Grambling and Pine Bluff, UAPB had played in Pine Bluff. They used to play in Shreveport back in the day in what they used to call the Red River Classic. So they never played a home and home, and then they played in Little Rock for a while at the Delta Literacy for Classic at War Memorial. But they had finally played in Pine Bluff, man. And hey, look, I'm gonna tell you, I was fanning over Bruce Eugene, man. I didn't realize how big that dude was, but I like the hire, Scotty. Just because he's a guy that's local, he's been around. Now I'm gonna tell you, you know who I wanted, who I thought I wanted for the job, and that was Chennis Berry.
Chennis Berry, yeah.
I just thought what Chennis Berry did at Benedict, and considering what Benedict had never been known for football, maybe that's something he can recreate to help do at UAPB, knowing that they had limited resources, and he had an opportunity to turn that program around to be a top 10 Division II program. They just recently was crowned a Division II HBCU national champions. He had them with the #1 seed going into the playoffs, the Division II playoffs. I thought a guy that did a lot with little. Pine Bluff was a place where you want a guy that can do a lot with a little. Alonzo, because he's been to these nice places, USF, Oregon, Florida State. I'm not saying ULM is nice at all. You know, I've been there before. I've been to Monroe's campus. It's all right. But now you're going to see what can you do in the trenches when you talk about dealing with these limited resources. Because if you're looking at those budgets for those coaches and those salaries, man, you can only imagine what their recruiting budget is like. And that's when I used to like what Coach Odoms would say, that gas tank philosophy. You know, you're going to recruit within wherever you can get to with a full tank of gas.
Shout out to my boy Aubrey Miller in the chat. Hey, Aubrey, you need to get Jack State to start selling some jerseys, my boy. You about to go pro. They need to get up on that bandwagon ASAP. Get your jersey up in the bookstore ASAP. Shout out to my boy. Go ahead.
Tell you what I like about Aubrey Miller. I liked what he said at the end of the celebration.
Oh, man. That was
he told the guys to come to HBC. Hey, Aubrey, you know, hey, I don't like Jackson State, so that don't mean I don't like you. But at the end of the day, man, what you said was real for all HBCUs. When everybody else seemed like they were skipping over the fact of why we was there, you kept everybody on pace to remember what this was about. And, man, thank you for doing that with that stage that you had, man. That was a lot of love, I think, not only for Jackson, but for all the HBCUs.
Yeah, you definitely put on for everybody, and we respect that, and we appreciate that. You better get out there in the Senior Bowl. Better cover somebody. You better be doing some drops at the Senior Bowl. Better be out there. Listen, you better not, like, you know how your parents be like, you better not disrespect me out there. Listen, you better put on for everybody. You got all HBCUs on your back. You know what I'm saying? So you better not disrespect me out there. But Blue sent me this, and listen, all right, I'm gonna say this right now. Appreciate it, Black Pilot. You know, when Blue gives you something, Blue goes to the tippity top. Okay,
come on with it, Blue.
He don't give you no mid-level coaches. He goes to the tippity top, and guess where he goes? North Dakota State, right? So he gives you.
Oh my God, the flagship school of the state. Come on, man. Come on, Blue. I would have took somewhere like a Furman, a Sanford. Give me a Kennesaw State, Blue. North Alabama.
No.
Lamar.
No, not
Houston
Blue.
Baptist.
Not Blue. Blue won't do you like that. So Blue gonna give you the tippity top. He ain't gonna be like, hey, you said FCS and they FCS. You know, that's Blue.
Well, I'm curious to see what it is.
All right. So the head coach makes about $300,000. But here we go right here. I don't know if you can read this. Let me know. I'll zoom in for you.
Yeah.
View zoom. Here you go.
I got on glasses and still can't see it.
All right, here we go. You should be able to see that. It says football head coach Matt Ince, whatever his name is, highest paid employee, $396. 4 of his assistants make more than $100,000. His offensive coordinator makes $131.
I don't. Well, he's in a range with Eric Dooley. Dooley's making $300,000 a year.
Yeah, but his assistant, I know his assistants ain't making $131.
Yeah, that's North Dakota State, man. You're talking about the winning and the backing and probably the support. I got to see it from somebody a little bit lower than that. We watching a team that's going to go play for what? Their 12th national championship. You know, a team like UIW, who recently, Tarleton State, who just got started. Give me one of those teams who just got started.
I got you.
I'm talking to Blue. Not you. Not you.
No. Hey, Blue ain't gonna do that.
You ain't looking up nothing. I know. You ain't looking up the damn thing.
Shout out to Black Pilot. He sent me another clip of, he sent me Central Arkansas. So this is Central Arkansas's.
Yeah. That'll work. There's only 2 FCS programs in the state of Arkansas. It's UCA and it's UAPB.
Here we go. So this is Central Arkansas. Let me zoom in. Can you see that? All right, here we go. So Nathan Brown, head coach, makes once. God, dog, look at that drop off. Jesus Christ. Hey, that's the
And they'll whoop up on UAPB right now like they stole something. And that's what I'm saying, man. What are we doing? They'll beat UAPB like they stole something right now.
Oh man. Listen. Yeah, y'all need that $300K to Dooley. Y'all need to start splitting that. Y'all need to start disseminating that. He don't deserve no $300K.
Man, he need that $300K for them fly suits, baby. You need hey, pay me. The mascots ain't cheap.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a drop off. Let me see. I don't know what year this is, but you know, this is pretty much.
Yeah, Nathan Brown. I remember him. I don't know if he's still the coach there now or not.
Yeah, because I don't see Keith Scott, and I know he's a defensive coordinator, but you know, but yeah, that's a huge drop off. That is a huge drop off. But yeah, man. I mean, listen. I mean, so it ain't too far off. Somebody. Oh well, I see 90K for Kenneth Coleman's. He is. I'm assuming he probably be the offensive coordinator, and then the 80K. Well, it's not that bad then. You know, I mean, like I said, and that's why I said that the guy needs to take a pay cut and bump his offensive and coordinators up. You know what I'm saying? To at least 80 to 90K, and everybody else got to get in where they fit in. But I got all the stars in here today. And UAPB brings out all the stars today. I got
because they all want to know what the hell going on. What's UAPB?
What's up, X? You know, so I got Aubrey, I got Dallas, I got Xavier, I got all the stars in here today, man. That's what's up.
As we say in Baton Rouge, what's down? What's down? You don't know nothing about that, see? That just threw you off, then yeah, you know.
Yeah.
How y'all say it? Where you say in the DMV? What y'all say?
What's good?
What's goody?
What's goody? Yeah, that's my thing. What's goody?
Okay, look. See, I may have been around the block or two before.
What's goody? Yeah, when people call me, I'll be like, "Yo, what's goody?" That might just be a me thing, though. You know what I'm saying? I just might. But no. So I mean, it's not too far off. But I mean, if your coordinators ain't making at least 90 and 80K, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't, because to me, that's the biggest you know, thing to this whole thing. But you know, listen, at the end of the day, I like the hire. I really do. I think you know, Alonzo Hampton could be an asset. I hope he's an asset. I listen, man, at the end of the day, I just want UAPB to be competitive.
That's it, man.
That's what you're looking for. That's all you're looking for.
That's it. Don't be the forgotten child. You know, don't be Home Alone where nobody remember Kevin, right? That's you. Don't be Kevin. Don't be left home alone and nobody knows until you get to Paris of where the hell was Kevin. You literally traveled across the world and didn't realize he was there. That happens with UAPB all the time. When you begin to mention and you do. We were doing the show last night. You forgot to put them on there for us to even grade them.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I totally forgot. I totally forgot. Boy, I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, they could.
I want them to be competitive. I want the fan base to be able to support them. And I want all of that because you know what? Most importantly, that's an inspiration for the community of Pine Bluff that needs it. It's a tough place. Them kids that's there need some inspiration. The people and the families that's there that need inspiration. That city is trying to move forward. They need the inspiration. They need the money. They need the help. It starts with UAPB, and that's why I'm so passionate about UAPB. Me being from Pine Bluff, went to Pine Bluff High, went to UAPB for a little while and then transferred and left, but there was a reason behind that. But to be able to be where I'm at today and look back, I always try to reach back too. I go back and reach back and try to help as much as I can or to give insight or info, man. And it ain't about that I dislike Pine Bluff or UAPB and love them to death, but I just want to see them do good, man. And for so long, they have done. Every time it seems like they make a decision, you can't do nothing but scratch your head and say, why? Why? And so now it could be a new day for them. You know, maybe now, Scotty, you can learn what their band name is. Maybe you can take a trip to Pine Bluff, right? You haven't been to Pine Bluff yet, have you?
No, that's not on the schedule no time soon.
Yeah. No, you're not gonna go check out Alonzo Hampton in 2023.
You know, the way my bank account set up.
I got you.
Yeah. The way listen, that Bama definitely don't need no 400K. Shoo, the way he coaching, that Bama need to get paid $200,000. You know, I do want to make a trip to UAPB, honestly, just to see the facility, just to say I've been there. I don't know, but I'm rooting for Alonzo Hampton. I really am. I mean, realistically, I really, really am. I think being from the state, he's going to have an advantage, and I hope that he takes full advantage of it. I hope he can get all the kids he can. And the first thing I'll be trying to do is keep Britton. Oh man, I'm on the phone with him and his mama. You know what I'm saying? What I got to do to keep Kayvon Britton and keep him at UAPB and things like that. So definitely got that. Definitely got the Scotty ain't made that schedule, but knows UAPB. Shut up.
Hey, you can go to the Southern Heritage since you've been going to that. They playing in the Southern Heritage.
Hell no, I'm not going to.
Why?
First of all, listen. Memphis is just Memphis, okay? And I'm not about to go to Memphis for UAPB.
I understand.
I'm not going to Memphis for UAPB.
For the culture, baby. It's for the culture.
I was there for the culture the last 2 years. I went to the Southern Heritage Classic because everybody was like, Scotty, you got to see Jackson State. You know, that's the game, blah, 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 blah. I went there and I saw it and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been to the Orange Blossom Classic. I've been to the Magic City Classic. I got to go to the Florida Classic. What else I got to go to?
UAPB homecoming.
No, I got to go to I got to go to the State Fair Classic and the Labor Day Classic. Those are the classics I got to go to. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing, I lived in Dallas and never been to a State Fair Classic. So we'll see how it all plays out. But you know, to wrap this up, and I appreciate you, P, for jumping on here real quick for the breaking news and things like that. Listen, when you've been at the bottom, the only place you can go is up. I know it sounds so simplistic, right? But it's really true. When you're at the bottom, all you can do is go up. And I think he's going to have an opportunity to really shock some people. Let's be real. Alcorn is in a rebuild. Texas Southern is still at the fringe of, breaking through. Southern, we don't know what they're going to look like next year. Let's be real about that. You know what I'm saying? Grambling, don't know if Hugh Jackson forgot how to coach. So it's a lot of, listen, you have the possibility. PV, I think PV is going to be a solid team. You know what I'm saying? So you really have a few teams that you're going to have to compete and battle with. But if you can get the right core of guys in there and be competitive, you can do some damage, man. You can definitely do some damage. So I'm excited to see what UAPB. I'm excited to. Now, I wouldn't mind going to a UAPB spring game. I wouldn't mind going to a UAPB spring game. I really would, just to see what they got. I don't mind stuff like that. I'm a football guy. I don't mind stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If they want me to be the MC, they pay me a nice little chunk of change. I'll be the MC out there. Welcome.
You swear. You want to be the MC for Southern's band. You want to be the MC at UAPB spring game. Maybe that's your long lost calling, man. You need to go on to MCing.
Master of ceremony. I'm supposed to be MCing Alabama A&M's draft that they do, the spring draft. I'm supposed to be MCing, but we'll see. That might fall through. People like me one day and they hate me another day. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, man,
you get wishy-washy on them. One day you praise me, then the next day you doing the show like this Bama needs to be fired. They be like, man, you can't trust Scotty ass. I thought he was my friend. Hey, you got to walk a tight line when you deal with Scotty, y'all. I'm telling you, it's a tight line. You got to walk with this dude, man.
Listen, I would tell you a story. I can't tell you the person's name, right? But somebody called me up and was like, somebody hit me up on Twitter and they was like, yo, can I get your cell number? And I was like, all right, cool. So I gave him my cell number. He called me. He said, hey, man, listen. He said, I don't know if I can trust you. That's the first thing he said, because he was about to give me some really good information. And he's like, man, I don't know if I can trust you, man. But he's like, I said, listen, bro. I said, what you see on the show and who I am in person is two different. I said, if you tell me I can't say something, I won't tell anything. Like I'm a real guy. Like I'm saying, like if you like, hey, Scotty, you can't go, just until I give you the A-OK. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that I go off on, people send to me because they don't want to talk about it. Like, hey, Scotty, I'm an alum. I don't want nobody getting mad at me. So here you go. Can you say something? A lot of it is that.
They want you to get all the smoke.
And it's been like that my whole life. I'm not going to lie to you. When I was in the military, people come up to me, hey, Scotty, can you say this? Like, I was always that person that was like, hey, can you go say something? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you tell me like, hey, Scotty, I got to give you this information. Like somebody from PV called me up about the volleyball coach. We had a conversation. He's like, hey, Scott, I got all the information for you, but you just can't go live until I tell you to. I said, okay, cool. He gave me the A-OK. I went live. So listen, I know my girl tells me all the time. She's like, you are a wild firecracker and people don't know how to. I'm actually really calm.
Let me ask you this. How many schools, honestly, we know the SWAC office don't like you, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw it firsthand. How many schools do you honestly think don't want you around?
Grambling.
What'd you do to them? Let's start with Grambling. What'd you do to them?
So Trayvon, so from word on the street is that they weren't gonna let me come to their homecoming. Travion was like, we don't want Scott because of the Chelsea Lucas situation. Because Travion needs to be fired. That Bama need to be fired. He sucked. Like you can't get.
That's what did it right there, ain't it? You couldn't hold your tongue, right? That's what got you banned from Grambling.
That Bama need to be fired. Like, bro, you suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's true.
So he didn't want you talking about Chelsea Lucas.
He didn't want that. Like when I did it and how hard I went at them. You know, that's when they came back and was like, "Oh, we don't want Scotty on campus." Really, I could have went there regardless, but I didn't. I'm like, you know what? Y'all not even winning. So shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Is Stephen A. welcome there? You think?
It's Stephen A. What they gonna tell him? No,
because he did the same thing you did. You was on here like, I've been saying this all along. Now Stephen A. somehow say, I remember I watched the show, man. Look, I know. All right, so Grambling don't want you around because you was talking about Chelsea, and nobody even remembers her. That story is gone in the wind. It blew off. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. So that happened. So then UAPB, I got into it with one of their. Yeah, so got into it means like argument. Got like an argument. I got into an argument with the guy from I think the Twitter account. He's like the digital marketing dude at UAPB. I'm like, bro, you're UAPB. Shut up. I don't care if you block me on Twitter. Like, it's UAPB. Let's stop right there. How did you get into it on Twitter with somebody from UAPB? I think he posted something, and I responded real snarky, like, and he was like, he said something. I did something snarky. He didn't like it, and it went down a rabbit hole, and I'm not gonna stop. Because that's just who I am, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So he blocked me on the UAPB Twitter. I'm like, bro, it's UAPB. Who cares? So this was a personal. This not with the institution. Nah, I think it's just somebody from the institution. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah. So who else don't like me? I would think, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know people from Texas Southern like me. I don't think McKinley and Marsh, the head coach and the offensive coordinator, I don't think they like me. I don't know. Because I want that boy Marsh fired ASAP. Okay. He sucked. Now, what happened with Texas Southern? Because we're going to tell it all today. I want to know, as we go into 2023, where you can expect to have a sighting of Scotty. Now listen, bro. Listen, I'm on the Andrew Body bandwagon. So they're going to see me regardless. Okay. They're going to see me regardless. But, David Marsh is not a good offensive coordinator. He sucks. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So I be calling him. I just be calling him to the carpet. He sucks. So do they like you there? Or that's just those two people? Because it seems because you pissed off a Grambling AD. Yeah. So when you piss off the AD, that kind of trickles down to everybody. Yeah. No interviews. Don't nobody talk to him, right? Yeah. Now when you talk about just pissing off somebody who does the Twitter, yeah. That ain't telling everybody don't go talk to him. That probably got everybody looking at you. And then when you piss off a coach and offensive coordinator, that's kind of like, well, don't expect the interview from football. Yeah. But basketball might talk. No, Coach Don. Me and Coach Don, we like this. Coach Don Thornton is we like, yeah. Oh, that's from UAPB, but yeah, me and Coach Don, we cool. Yeah. So that's the situation with that. Jackson State is this, right? And Jackson State, I love it. Your little baby. You hit it out. I'm a little person. Let me tell you like this. So Jackson State is like this, right? Ashley Robinson, me and Ashley have a amicable relationship. He texts me, I text him, that he take a shot. Not like a shot, but he make a little funny comment in text and we text whatever. So we cool. Because I think for me looking in and everybody else, don't nobody at Jackson State like your ass. I'm about to break it down to you. Okay. I'm about to break it down to you. So now Dion has inflated everybody's head at Jackson State. They feel like they're more important than what they are. So let me give you an example, right? So I'm at the radio row, right? So I guess Dion is disseminated to the masses that we don't rock with Offscript, right? So TC Taylor, Celebration Bowl, Radio Row, Celebration Bowl. So I go to the SID. He's the new SID bald-headed dude. I go to him
And I said, this what we doing? He said, yeah, it's not my call. It's not my call. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's above my pay. I was like, okay, cool. I told him straight to his face, and Mike Reed was there. I said, you gonna have to come see me. I said, the same people you see going up is the same people you see coming down. You Bama's gonna have to come see me. And that means everybody. TC Taylor, all them Bama's gonna have to come see me because they all try to act like they bigger than what they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with you. TC Taylor is still TC Taylor because he's a Jack State True Blue, whatever. But as a head coach, you ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing. You ain't Deion. You don't got the clout. So listen, like I said, them Bama's gonna have to come see me sooner or later. That's all I gotta say about that.
Birds of a feather flock together.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll let that be that. So Jackson State is in its own weird, and the crazy thing is, it's not just the administration, it's the fans as well. Like some of the fans. But the funny thing, some of the fans are kind of coming to my side because they're like, "Oh, Scotty, you was right about Deion." I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
So Ashley Robinson would sit down with you, or he would not sit down with you?
He will now. He'll probably do it now, but he wouldn't do it with Deion Sanders being there because his allegiance was to Deion. You know what I'm saying? And me and Deion, like Deion done blocked me on everything. You know what I'm saying? Deion blocked me on Instagram. Deion blocked me on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I got me and Deion used to go back and forth over Instagram. Like literally, like
did Jackson State social media block you, or that was directly Deion? Okay.
It's me and Deion's relationship. You know what I'm saying? So me and Deion's relationship is just like the thing with Deion is this, right? And I know Keith probably gonna bust through the door and be like, shut up. The thing with Deion is this for me, right? When me and Deion was going back and forth on Instagram, I'm not gonna tell you everything that happened because that's me and Deion. But
you like the swag when you asked about that ESPN deal. You ain't at liberty.
I ain't gonna listen. You know, like I'm really transparent, but I won't listen.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So the thing with me and Deion was this, right? We going back and forth over Instagram, and he said something real sly to me. And I'm like, bro, I ain't like at the end of the day, I told him, I said, I have never changed. I said the same person that I've been right now with you on Instagram is the same person that came for you and you reached out to me to do the interview. You know what I'm saying? After I apologized, I said, I'm that real of a dude. I said, I didn't have to apologize to you. But I did it because that's how my mama raised me. You end up seeing it. You give me the interview. Everybody be like, oh, Scotty, you shooting shots. Why do I have to apologize to Deion? It's because I was shooting shots at Deion. Like, I've been doing this. It ain't nothing new. Only difference was when I found out it wasn't what it was, I apologized. I was like, yo, that's on me, you know, man, you know, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, so we had our little, so he was like, pretty much Deion was like, you don't want to be great. I'll leave it at that. We had a whole, he's like, you don't want to be great. I was like, okay, I guess I don't want to be great. So from that point forward, he blocked me on Instagram, blocked me on Twitter and all that, blah, 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 whatever. So
as long as the school don't block you.
Yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. So that FAMU, I think I'm kind of good at FAMU. The SID is cool with me and stuff like that. We real cool. So I think
Who did you piss off?
I ain't really pissed. Well, you know me, I got the slogan Willie going Willie. So I don't so if Willie takes it personal, he
been on your show. I've seen him on here before.
He was on the show because of Kofi, because Kofi's cool with Willie. So he's like, hey, you know, I would give it. But a lot of people, man, listen, man. Like a lot of people, I don't have I just call a spade. And I think that's hard in the HBCU space is that you don't see a lot of people just calling a spade. Like Willie's a great offensive mind, but Willie can Willie some stuff up. He has late game bad clock management and game management. You get the proof is in the tape. You can see.
I call Willie Simmons. He the finesse guy to me. I ain't never seen nobody finesse a win like Willie Simmons. Ever. That man can finesse 9 straight, can he? I'm talking about just slick you. That's who he is. I like it.
So somebody said Alabama State. I talked to Eddie Robb, right? He was at Radio Row. We came down after that Radio Row. I saw him. I was like, Coach, listen, bro. I'm with the smoke. I'm gonna stand on whatever I keep trying to tell y'all. I stand.
You still got that Rocket Mortgage shirt. Look what I do. Man, this dude finna go get the shirt. I remember that Rocket Mortgage shirt. You call that man? You call that man a real estate agent. You went in on that man.
Listen, right? I still got it. It's
Okay.
still it's okay. So I just want to be very clear about that, right? So
what about the Grambling Glad trash bag?
Where is that at?
This is why they banning you from
It was a jersey. I turned it into a jersey. You didn't see the jersey one that I did?
I didn't see the jersey one. I missed that one.
I turned it into
I just remember one day you had a trash bag and you was like, yeah, this is the new Grambling shirt. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. So I met Coach E. I said he came that man, he was clean too. Every time I see E Rob, he clean. He had a nice tie, shirt tie. I said, Coach E Rob, yeah, glistening, So I said, Coach E Rob. He laughed and he was like, hey, what's up, Scotty? And I said, what's good? We dapped up. I said, listen, Coach, I tell you, I'm a real one. I said, I ain't like you at first. He said, yeah. I said it to his face. I said, I wasn't a fan at first. He started smiling. I said, but that I am swag. I said, I'm a fan, dog. He was like, where your shirt at? And I said, I ain't get one. He was like, we're going to make sure he said, we're going to get you right. We're going to make sure you get one. So I was like, all right, cool. I said, appreciate that, Coach. So he walked away. He said, I like what you do too. He said, I like what you do. I said, okay, cool. So when he was walking away, I said, yo, Coach, let me get an interview. He said, we'll make it happen. So listen, I stand on everything I say. When Dooley came on here and I told him straight up, I said, I didn't think you should be high. Like, I can't say this stuff behind your back. And then when I see you in face, I try to play like I'm your friend. Like, nah, I'm going to be real, but how I felt about you when I saw you. That's just how I get down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good at Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M is good.
That's you good. You want that might be the best school that you
yeah.
That's
I'm
what you do there.
Coach Ma just like me. I don't know. Coach Ma, he always like, no matter, because Coach Ma understands it's a media business. He's like, bro, listen. He said there's gonna be days where you talk bad about us, Scotty, and then there's gonna be days you talk well about us. He said, we got to be able to take the good with the bad. And he understands that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Because I've gone hard on A&M, like how they did Quincy and all that. But Coach Moss
about Prairie View, because I think because of you shedding that light on that volleyball coach, that did some things. You shedding that light because you did a show even about the equipment staff, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think you did you actually roasted the athletic director. You had a picture up. So do they like you at Prairie View? Can you go to Prairie View, Texas?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really do not know. Honestly, I don't know because the AD's gone. You know what I'm saying? I know the volleyball team. I'm good with the volleyball team because I got their coach fired. So I know I'm good with them. I don't know if I'm good with Prairie View athletics administration. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of the higher up alums, I'm good with. Like, they've called me, you know what I'm saying? They're like, Scotty, we love what you do. We appreciate you, da-da-da-da. So, a lot of alums, you know what I'm saying, is like, they really rock with me. Like, because they be like, man, we want the best for our school. We want it to turn around. We don't want the nepotism to continue on. So I'm good with a lot of big donors and things like that reach out to me and stuff like that. So it's cool. And then if anybody got an issue, you can text me. That's how they get in contact with me. They text me at that number at the top, and I respond to everybody as much as I can. I promise I do. I think I got like 500 people in that chat, like in the mess. Yeah, I got like 500 on that text app. So yeah, you reach out to me. I definitely am good to go.
I gotta ask you about Bethune, BC.
Listen. First of all, I don't even feel safe around Bethune-Cookman. Let me just say that. Yeah, listen, they don't need
Daytona Beach.
Have you seen the campus?
I have.
The campus is like Oz. Like I think I said, the Wire and the Oz had a baby. You know what I'm saying?
They're a private institution, man. They're a private institution.
How you gotta go? How I gotta have a 50-cent bulletproof vest on to go on to the campus? No, I'm good, bro. I'm good. No, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. I do like Daytona. There's a nice spot. On the hotel. I think it's the Hilton. They got they sell like these funnel cakes. I'm a funnel cake. I love funnel cake. And they sold some of the best funnel cake and pizza. It was really, really, really good. But man, I'm not messing with freaking yeah, I'm not messing with Bethune Cookman
So
and business.
I think the thing is what scares schools are me personally, they don't want anything aired out. They don't want you to, because like you said, who talks about UAPB like what we're doing right now, where an audience of people are able to be in a chat room as well as watch this, and they're going to be able to watch this even when you hit the end to this, and this is going to always be there. Typically, if this is a conversation about UAPB, it's something in their local area,
Yeah,
or at a barbershop, right? Something within that realm. So because you have a platform, they don't know where you're going to go, because you'll bring out Shiesty Scotty. Ain't that who it is? Scotty Shiesty?
that's my cousin. Yeah, that's my cousin.
Yeah, you might bring him out. You might bring out Captain Petty. You might bring out Sergeant Smoke. That make people nervous. That makes people nervous. They don't know where the hell you going to go with that, right?
Yeah.
And because they don't know where they go, plus you can't be controlled. And I think that was the whole thing with Dion when you did that interview. He thought you was going to be one of those like the rest where, okay, we got us another outlet that's going to be able to be used to be able to tell and show what we're doing here. And it's going to be specifically for us. But then he realized you didn't have a problem with criticizing him. And that's where it turned off at like, wait,
Yeah.
criticizing. But there's nothing wrong with criticism, because when you're a public figure, when you're a head coach, athletic director, or whatever, your job is in front of people. Your job has fans. Your job is on television. Your job is in a situation to be constructively criticized. And you got to be used to being able to have a media outlet like you, because they're not used to being covered. When you look around the SWAC, there's only even a few markets that actually cover these schools in depth. Baton Rouge is one, because you got LSU and you got Southern. And so then you got the New Orleans market. But you start to look around, a lot of these markets don't cover these teams all the time unless it's a big game. It's hard to find anything from local media. So they're used to being like an ostrich. Well, I think it's an ostrich where when they put their head in the ground, and then when it's over with, they pull their head out. That's what they've been doing for so long. And that's why PR has never been big when you look at HBCUs. Because what did Grambling do with the Art Browse and Chelsea Lucas thing? They were quiet.
Facts.
Nobody said, you know what, let's get it. And one of the problems that we always have, we don't get in front of stuff.
Facts.
So we let the barbershop talk ultimately tell the stories. They say, you good at KJ Black? Oh, he said, you good, you good.
Yeah. It's SWAC champion right there. I'm
Get
good.
up with KJ Black, you good. What they gonna say? You gonna turn him around?
Yeah, listen, they be like, hey, you good, but he ain't the one behind you ain't.
Another thing that you do is when you talk about things and you look for things, you're now forcing somebody to probably do a job. You're now forcing somebody to have to look at themselves and say, well, what am I doing? Or somebody looking at them and say, well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because now you got me looking bad, and whatever we was falling short on is starting to be exposed. Well, if he's exposing it, shut him down. Keep him quiet. Matter of fact, we can't keep him quiet. Just keep him away from me.
Let me tell you this. It's funny you said that, right? So I was talking to the AD, South Carolina State, Miss Campbell, at Radio Road. And she said, Scotty, I want to thank you. And I said, thank me for what? She said, you really helped me run South Carolina State better. I said, what you mean? She said, the game day experience show that you did, and you told me that people were taking money in Aldi bags. I didn't know. She said, I didn't know they were doing that. She said, I was so upset, because she said she watched my show all the time. She said, I was so upset that I played that clip in our athletic meeting. And she said, she played it. She said, now who was collecting money with Aldi? Like, yo, she was giving me all. She was like, she didn't know that the cops weren't wanding down people going into this. She said, I didn't know. She said, I can't be everywhere. So she said that next game, she said everything was changed. She said everything was dress. And she said all because of the show. And listen, at the end of the day, that's all I can do is give you my experience, or all I can do is tell you what I see wrong and hope that somebody sees it and changes it and gets better. That's all. We all trying to get better. That's it. We are all trying to get better. And if you can't take criticism, if I can't take criticism, if you can't, How do you get better? And I appreciated Miss Keisha coming to me and telling me that, because I was like, dang, she said, yeah. She said, I really appreciate that. She said, it was my first game. I was so isolated. I wasn't thinking about all the other stuff. She said that really helped me out, and we changed everything. So that's the type of stuff that we need to be doing for each other. Is we're all in a customer service based business. ADs are a customer service based business. And if you're not listening to your customers, how successful is the business? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Miss Keisha for allowing not to take it emotionally, and just said we need to get better. And she got better, and she invited me back down to Orangeburg. She said it ain't gonna happen again. I said, yes, ma'am.
How can we? I want to ask you this. It's the biggest question of the night. How can you mend your relationship with the SWAC office? Honestly, how can you mend your relationship with the SWAC office? Because I don't want to see this keep going on, because you have created something and they watch what you do, but they want to ignore who you are. They watch what you do, but they want to ignore who you are. And I don't like the back and forward. It's like at some point, you ain't got to kiss nobody's ass and they ain't got to kiss your ass. But at some point, y'all can together, there could be a lot that can be done for the good, whether it's constructive criticism or whether it's positive, but some type of way. I want to see it come together so both can use opportunities to grow. How can that be? Can it be?
Listen, I'm always open to a conversation. I have a beautiful future wife. She keeps me grounded. She would never let my stubbornness overshadow an opportunity. So that if she got to drag me into the meeting, we're going to be in a meeting. I don't mind having the conversation, because at the end of the day, both people have to tell their grievances. Scotty, why are you upset with us? And SWAC, why are you upset with me? You know what I'm saying? And really have a come to Jesus moment of understanding what both our faults are in this relationship. To me, my issue with the SWAC is that you're not innovative enough, right? There should be no reason why you have not partnered, and it don't have to be me. You know what I'm saying? If you want to keep partnering with HBCU Game Day, that's great. HBCU Game Day, and no disrespect to them, shout out to Tolly, shout out to Steven, what they do. They are a corporate version of HBCU. They don't reach every fan. That is not what every fan is about. And to me, I think the SWAC needs to do a better of getting fans and reaching fans that are the everyday fan. The fans that support the SWAC, good, bad, or indifferent. The ones that are arguing at the barbershop about SWAC football. HBCU Game Day don't do that. Let's call it.
They don't open up the dialogue. They just tell you a story.
Boom. And it has to be in the right image for the SWAC. But the SWAC is more than that, right? The SWAC it has so many levels to that, and then they don't invite those levels. That's where my platform comes in. That's why all these other YouTubers have been successful, because there's a voice of people that do not get heard within the constructs of media for the SWAC. So for me, it's really giving out our grievances. And to me, if I'm being honest, I think that I told BJ Jones this. I told my boy BJ Jones, I said, BJ, because he asked me, he's like, Scotty, what's the issue with you in this way? He asked me, and I'm like, man, I
know the issue. I know damn well. Everybody who watches your show know what the issue, brother. There's no hiding it, but yeah. It's like you've been petty to them, and now they're like, you know what, we're gonna be petty to you. So now it's a petty game. This is what the song say: 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
I want to see y'all come together.
I told BJ this. I said, if me and the SWAC ever partnered, it would break the internet. It would break HBCU internet, but you have to see it bigger than yourself. I have to put my grievances aside. The SWAC has to put their grievances aside. And if they said, Scotty, we want to launch a SWAC network, we want to launch a SWAC platform, we want you to be the face of it, it would break the freaking internet. But you got to see, like, that's white business. See, that's
I just want you to even be accepted at a game. If it ain't nothing more that simple, where it's just you're not getting hassled. I don't like you being hassled because you're there for a reason, and you got a voice and you have a platform that could do good for the SWAC, and it has done good for the SWAC in terms of bringing eyes and bringing dialogue and bringing conversation that typically. And see, the thing about your show, we're able to have the dialogue with everybody.
Absolutely.
Typically, you're only able to do it within the people in your area. Jackson State people only have this dialogue with them. Southern people only have this dialogue with them. And maybe with a couple other people when you get around them, but then that's it. But to have a national dialogue and then to be able to call in, to have a chat, to be able to interact, that's what makes it special. And that's the value that I see that the SWAC could work with you. But y'all both petty. You and them, and it's just like, can we just stop it? And I want to be the voice of reason to say, can we all just get along?
You know, the thing though, Perry, is the funny thing is, they have to be petty in the dark. I get to be petty in the light, right? So they'll take this, their pettiness is in the dark behind the scenes, and I gotta come on my platform and say, hey, this is what happened to me. And people are like, did it really happen? I don't know. Did it really? But for me, I'm gonna be petty out in front, and you gonna know I'm talking directly to you. That's just how it works. But see, to me, my issue is, and I'm gonna keep saying this, and if I had a sit down conversation with the commissioner, I would tell him dead to his face, you dropped the ball with Dion. And the reason you dropped the ball with Dion was this. You should have been building a SWAC-centric show. As soon as Dion hit the scene, you should have been like, okay, how can we make a SWAC show? If you didn't do it the first year, you damn sure should have did it the second year of starting a new, not HBCU game day, not whatever a SWAC live, a SWAC insight, a SWAC insider, something that was specific to the SWAC that you had control over. Why? Because you can bring up the coaches. They gotta see you. You can rock it off of Dion, right? So once Dion left, people in the SWAC would have still known about the show. So they would have been happy. Oh man, we got this new show. Dion leaves, you still got the show. So now if you try to start something new, you cannot bring people with no platform. That makes no sense. Why am I? Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, what would you say if they sat down? What would they say about you that they would like to see different? Honestly.
Like, what about my show?
Just you. Because they would say, this is our discrepancy with you. For you, what would you think that discrepancy, and how would that be said to you if it was the other way around?
It will probably be, we think that you are a little too aggressive in your approach on how you criticize the SWAC and the commissioner. Just in that, I think that's the only way. Like, I think you go a little too hard with the nicknames, Dr. McNugget, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what? I'm being honest. That's what I be saying. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't call him.
Oh, that's a damn problem, man. You can't because that's funny. That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like stuff like that. You know, they be like, hey, man, I think you're doing a little too much. Like, if you want to criticize. But, you know what I'm saying? You know, don't call him
off Andrew Roberts, man. You got to lay off of him, man.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. See, there you go. You see, you can't help it. Just itches.
It was about to be ward vomit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, to me, and Key asked me, honestly, she asked me about 2 or 3 weeks ago. She said, what could the SWAC tell you to do that you would be okay with without changing who you are? And I
question, Key.
She the queen of questions.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Key the queen of questions. I told her they could not tell me I could not criticize, but I would do it. I wouldn't go as hard as I would before, but you couldn't tell me I couldn't say nothing bad about the SWAC. I can't. If you're not doing something well, I can't turn a blind eye to that and be like, oh, it's because somebody's gonna be like, Scotty, what do you think about the SWAC doing this? And I'm like, if I can't say anything about it, I'm not. That's not. No.
I mean, do they not watch Paul Feinbaum? Do they not realize? I mean, him and Nick Saban, the way that they go back, or Lane Kiffin, you know, or any one of those guys. Some days he's good. Some days they don't even want to talk to him, but they still do it. He still get access. He's still open to things, and they understand he has an audience, and his audience is a national base.
Yeah.
And they're gonna call with opinions, and because it is an opinionated show, which this is as well, it gives that dialogue where opinions go. And opinions don't always be one way. It typically goes by what somebody has said and then what you counter to say in return. And you try to back that opinion sometime and add facts within it. But when you feel a certain type of way, can't nobody change how you feel. That's your feeling. And you typically, what I was told, you respect how somebody feels.
Yeah. You
Whether
know,
you like it or you hate it.
Yeah. But listen, at the end of the day, for me, is that the commissioner, I feel like he dropped out, and I swear to God, if I was ever on a conference call, if he was ever on a Zoom meeting, I'd tell him straight to his face, you dropped the ball. And you dropped the ball because you didn't allow Dion to build up your network. You didn't allow Dion to build up your digital media. You allowed him to build up HBCU Game Day. You allowed him to build up Mine. You allowed him to build up Blue. You allowed him to build up all these other YouTubers, except your own digital platform. You have nothing to show for it. You have no digital platform that people can go to and say, hey, I want to see a swag show. I want to see a swag insider show. Like, and listen, man, I'm so not being disrespectful when I say this. I really am. I love Dr. Cavill. I've met Dr. Cavill, but he does not reach young people. He does not reach young people. And if you think that if you're going to go to a Tali Carr, if you think you're going to go to a Dr. Cavill, and they are HBCU. Dr. Cavill is a legend in this, and I'm not telling. He is for a specific type of person, right? You have to get a younger generation to watch your content, and that does not involve older guys telling younger people what to do all the time. And now, if you want to have go ahead.
I was going to say, and also not having to be politically correct
all the time.
The dialogue we're having isn't politically correct. We're not beating around the bush. We're not trying to tiptoe to get somewhere. You're just going to hear it, and it's going to be what it is.
Yeah.
Those entities are politically correct because what they're scared of is being in that situation of being pushed out, not having the access. You aren't scared of not having that access. You don't give a damn about having that access because you like, I got my show anyway. And I know you're going to watch it regardless. I know y'all watching it.
You know what I'm saying?
Agree, brother. I just feel it in my spirit. It's something sizzling in me. What they say, sizzling your spirit. And as we move forward, I think we can be doing so much more and we can work together. And this is what it's all about. Us, the people that look like us, the people that this conference represent, HBCUs. And at the end of the day, this show, you and I, whoever else come on here, we're not on here to bash or to beat down HBCUs. We're only on here to shed the light. And sometimes, we know with Black folks, you could tell a kid, hey, sit down. Hey, sit down. Hey, can you please sit down? Man, sit your ass down. And then it's like, all right, yes, sir. That's how sometimes you got to do when it comes to these schools and when it comes to these people, like you said with South Carolina State.
Yeah.
You had to say it a certain type of way. And you opened her eyes. Luckily, she was receptive enough to be able to see that and to understand that and take constructive criticism well. Yeah. Most people can't take constructive criticism well. But for us to move forward, we got to be able to do this together, man. And I think your platform is too great to continue to have a feud war with the SWAC. Y'all doing this to each other. I mean, it's great to see Scotty at a SWAC championship. It's not great to hear Scotty at the end of the SWAC championship game saying what happened to him by the people who put on the SWAC championship.
Absolutely.
That's what I don't like. And I'm like, at some point, we got to be able to fix that so we can move forward and work together, man, because you're a talented brother, man. And everything that you created, whether people like it or hate it, love it, I love it. It's something that's been long overdue for us, man. We got to figure out how can we now take it to the next level. Dion gone. He's out of here. So I'm with the business hat on today. It's got UAPB on it. He gone. What's next for us, baby? What we got to do to take this to the next level? The next level is stop focusing on one coach. And remember, we got 12 of them.
Absolutely.
We got 12 institutions. We got bands. We got sports. We got classics. There's a lot of stuff to talk about and bring together besides letting one man at one institution take it all. And then once he gone, he takes all the juice. The juice still here. It's this show right here. We got to be able to keep going with it, man. And I think it's going to take some type of kumbaya with the SWAC and understand to let Scotty be Scotty. But Scotty just don't go what they say. I told you about coming down here fucking with these folks when Red got knocked out. I told you about coming down. You want some of this too? Oh, no. There we go. That was a smart old man, wasn't he? I get your ass in this car.
Man, like at the end of the day, you gotta be open to the conversation. You have, like, if you're not even open to the conversation, that to me is the lack of maturity on both sides. Like, I'm open to the conversation. If they ever, and people will say like, well, you better be because the SWAC is this and SWAC is that. To me, you're not that to me. If we being honest, the SWAC, the way the SWAC treat me, they act like they on my level. So I feel like we on the same level. They ain't no, that's how I feel. So if you're not open to the conversation, see, this is how I look at it. If the SWAC commissioner and Andrew Roberts are not open to the conversation, that means I really got to you. That means I've really affected you. You don't see yourself as a big enough entity to be like, whatever. He ain't talking about nothing.
No, what they do is, like I said, what most HBCUs do, like we said with Grambling.
Yeah.
We just gonna ignore you. We're not gonna acknowledge you. We're gonna put our head down and just act like you're not even there. But I hear you, but I'm gonna act like you're not there. But I hear you. And that's what we do. That's one of the biggest issues that I have when it comes to HBCUs, when it comes to not telling our stories and not archiving our stories and telling who we are and what we do. And that's why so much shit sound like it's new to the world. Like when Deion came and talking about these transfers and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Hey, man, Doug Williams was the coach in this conference.
Yeah.
You talking about big-time players. Devontae Kincaid was in this conference. And then let's not go back to our history in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s. But guess what? We never archived it. You can go watch SEC Network and know whoever the hell played in the SEC, who they were. Bo Jackson, what's Peyton Manning daddy name?
Archie Manning.
Archie Manning. He played in black and white, but they got the film and they telling the story. We got to do that because it'll sound new to people who just coming into the door. And we ain't got nothing to reference them to. And that's why your show is important, because your show archives stuff, talking to coaches, capturing moment. It archives our history, whether they know it or not. That's important.
So, like I said, I love the question. You know what I'm saying? Me and Keith talk about it all the time. I'll tell you this, and I promise you, if you see it on the scene, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. This is probably the hard. You know how they got like T.I. and TIP? Like that's how I feel. Like I literally have to go between the two, Captain Petty, because there's some days where it just takes over me, and I'm like,
can we work on that, then? Can we work on that?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's a process, bro. It's a process. I'm not gonna even hold you. It's a process. You know how they, like Steve Harvey said, God ain't through with me yet. Yeah, it's a process. It's a process. So, but no, realistically, I wouldn't mind having the conversation. I'll be open to it, but I'm gonna stand on the fact that you guys can call me arrogant, you guys can call me whatever you guys want. If the SWAC does a game show and they do not have me on it, I'm gonna just be real with you. I'm saying, like, you're working backwards. That's just my personal opinion. Just my personal opinion. Y'all can feel however y'all want to feel, but
you know they not gonna have you on there. That ain't no surprise.
I'm just saying, like, host it. Like, I'm like, if you don't have me hosting,
they not gonna have you hosting until we do this, and that's why I'm trying to get us to do this. So you can. 2023 gonna need some energy. The bright light of Deion is gone. What we gonna do now? What we gonna do now? That's what I'm saying. I got my thinking cap. I got my business hat on. It's time to move forward with a new direction. Deion out of here. That bright light shining off that screen that used to be on, that's gone. We ain't got that. So now what's going to keep us alive is HBCUs. What's going to be the platform that's going to keep channeling people in, besides it being Deion with social media, besides it being him with digital media, besides it just being him, period.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do something. I'm thinking about survival.
Listen, let me tell you this, and this is an idea, and I'll tell y'all here. You know me, I'm hot. What's honest, open, and transparent. Shout out to Michael Todd. I reached out to the publicist of the executive director of the Orange Blossom Classic. I said, yo, listen, because I interviewed the executive director of the Orange Blossom Classic. I said, why can't I do a live afterglow show at the Orange Blossom Classic? You know what I'm saying? Kofi's a FAMU guy. You know, I can be the MC. I can bring Mike Reed with me. You know what I'm saying? Have a nice little live pre-game show. Have a post-game show as well of the like. You don't have Dion to sell tickets anymore. You have to be innovative, and that's part of being innovative is having a live show with fans behind you talking about the game, a Jackson State alum, a FAMU alum, you know what I'm saying? Having a post-game show that people can tune into after the show. It is ESPN is not going to give that to you. The SEC network has its own thing. You need your own thing. You need stuff that people can just say, this is ours.
I think Tiffany Green and Jay Walker try to do it, but nobody ever shows up to it.
Black College Live, yeah. Go on their YouTube and see how that works. So, but yeah, man, like it's just little stuff like that, man. It's just being more creative and innovative and stuff like that. So it's just you gotta step out that box. You gotta step out that box and do something that nobody has done before, and see if it flourishes and see if it fails. Because
I think it can. We just got to get y'all to sit down and just say, all right, you know what? I was petty. Then the swag say, you know what? I was petty too. All right, we both two petty motherfuckers. All right, excuse my language. Can I cuss like that? Can I keep it up like that? I'm sorry. I know people say, man, he's so just unprofessional. Yeah, so it's real though. This is conversation. I ain't trying to be politically correct.
Of course he gets a call. How professional is that? How professional is that?
Look, that's my bad. It's on Do Not Disturb. They always try to sneak through. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, and just just say, all right, look, the past is the past. Bygones can be bygones. Who was it? I just recently saw was it Magic Johnson and
Isaiah Thomas.
Come on, man, if they can get it together.
Yeah. Why you look like that?
If Shaq and Charles Barkley can work together every day,
yeah. I
know this week this is fixable.
Yeah, that's real.
We can fix this, man, but we gotta fix it. They listening too. They watching.
Listen, man, I'm telling Jamie hit this right on the head. I don't do politics, but I do. Listen, politicking is
I don't either. I have a problem following rules sometimes. That's why I've always been like a renegade. I've always been like a rebel. I'm with you. Me and you, I think, are like both one and the same when it comes to us being individuals. We're not followers. We're individuals. It's like, you want to do your own thing, but you're going to be logical and reasonable about. But at the same time, you got that itch to be like, you know what? And while I'm at it, and ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what makes you being you. You ain't got to follow no politics. We just need to clear the air so it won't be no bad blood. You can still be you to move forward, but we just need, because right now it's two sides that haven't sat down to have a discussion. It's just, I see you, you see me, I'm going to ignore you, and I'm going to ignore you. We got to move on beyond that. 2023, because now more than ever, this is the time for it. Like I say, Dion gone. Yeah. What's next?
Yeah, what's next? That's it's real. Listen, P, you preaching, bro. What's next? And like I said, I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm open to it, and I agree. I do think there needs to be a mediator there to have the conversation. And let's act. McClellan is not hard to get to. I know like 5 or 6 people that got his cell phone number. You know what I'm saying? So he's not a hard guy to get in contact with. He ain't chilling with the Bidens and the Obamas. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know him from Jackson. Like, hey, I know. They're like, oh yeah, I knew when he was at Prairie View. I knew when he was at. I knew when he lived in Jackson. I know his second cousin sister. Like, he's not hard to get into. You know what I'm saying? So let's not act like, you know what I'm saying, this is he freaking Obama or something like that. No, he's not.
Do they treat Roland Martin like that?
Hey, they can't afford to.
Because Roland be on their ass too.
He gonna blast them. He gonna blast them with his 1 million. He got like 2 million followers on Twitter. He about to have 1 million on YouTube. He will blast their ass. They can't move the same way around Roland. They can't do it. So I'm cool with it.
You think I should mediate this?
You can. I don't got no issue. Listen, if anybody on here knows Dr. I was about to say Dr. McNuggets. Lord have mercy. If anybody knows,
you can't come in the meeting with that one though. All right, we can't do that.
If anybody knows Dr. Charles, okay, Dr. Charles, like, call him, text him, and I promise you, you know what? Okay, I won't even put that energy in the atmosphere. I won't even do that. I'll just say, call him, tell him to listen to the replay, just give him the timestamp and say, hey, Scotty's open to having a conversation. Because I probably have somebody on this call right here in the chat that ain't saying nothing at the home, sitting on the sofa. You know Charles McClellan. Call his ass. Call him up. I know. I'm sorry.
We working, baby. It's a work in progress. That's what I'm saying. I'm here with you, brother. We gonna do this.
Call him up and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm a phone call away. There's too many people that got my information that know how to get in contact with me. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Roberts got my number. He's called me on my cell. He does, though. He does.
I got you. That's for sure who we need to sit down with.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
whoever that officer, the security of the SWAT.
He's actually pretty cool. I got his number too. He's actually a pretty cool guy.
Are you good with him?
I'm good. All
right.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, Perry. Nobody's ever asked me those questions before. So, you know what I'm saying? So
because I'm looking at the future of what we got going on here. It's time to think ahead. It's 2023 finna be in a week or two, and the SWAC finna go in a different direction. Who's gonna control the narrative? Dion been controlling the narrative for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
It's been all him. Nobody's out here to lead the way. The rest of these coaches are quiet. They not no starters. They not out in front like you would think they would be. My bad. I got a little drummer boy. He loved the band. He'll drum away on you right quick. Daddy doing something. He'll drum away.
But hey, man, no, Perry. I'm serious. I'll make it happen if you. I know you got some networks and you got some connects and stuff like that. So if anybody has some, you can text me at this number right here if you feel you can make it happen. All right. But I'm open to it. Like I said, I'm always open to a conversation. They ain't never hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? So
because you got thousands of views. Who else doing that, man? I mean, you're the next up with the generating the attraction, generating people in, keeping the news out there, telling what's going on. There's plenty of stories to be told, good and bad, but they got to be talked about. Unfortunately, you bringing the stories, you bringing the news. Paul Feinbaum don't sit back and just talk about people winning championships and players going here. No, he bring out when it's a scandal and when it ain't.
You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Hey, we gotta get it going, man. This 2023, baby. New year, new us.
What I say last year, I said New Year, St. Petty.
You gotta let that go. You gotta let that go. You got.
Oh man,
you gotta let that go.
Oh man. So yeah, all right, man. Let me get up out of here. I gotta eat something, man. Perry, as always, bro. Appreciate you. Love you, my guy. And first of all, listen, I'm gonna say this before I get up out of here. It's SWAC. Nobody is putting together programs like me. I'm just saying, listen, I got shows, okay? I got a catalog. I got the Afterglow. I got the Roundtable. I got the Breakdown. I got Cousin Shiesty. I got shows, programs. Not even HBCU Game Day got that, okay? I got programs. Ain't nobody else on YouTube got programming. You can catch me on Monday night, 8 o'clock, Wednesdays, Thursday. I got programs.
I don't think they got a problem with that. I think they just scared of you.
I just had to say that.
Yeah. Everybody knows your programs. They know it. They just scared of you. See, you the type, you just come in and just get the bust. Bop, 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 bop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know who gonna get shot when Scotty kick in though. Like, hey, he just pop, pop. You just get to going off right quick. Anybody can get it today.
Hey, what's that Biggie song? Busted in the door, waving the 4-4. I don't hear me no more. And I go in there. fly. Soldier Boy. Fly, 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 fly.
Yeah, you scare him, man. Yeah, you the dude with the gun. They be like, oh, he pulling out that gun, man. I don't know what he finna do. Like, yeah. But shout out to UAPB. Got their coaches. It was the whole purpose of the show today. I'm repping the Golden Lions. I'm a Palm Bluff native. Shout out to UAPB. And I hope Alonzo Hampton able to get it done. Alonzo, man, work hard, get it done. Reach out to the community and recruit the region. And I think everything else will fall into place and get some people to donate. And UAPB, I'm holding y'all accountable. Fans, if y'all don't support this program, y'all got to be tired of being the laughing stock of the show. You got to be tired of being that. You got to be tired of people when they see UAPB on the schedule that they not traveling to Pine Bluff. That's the weekend they'll go to a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a baby shower. They'll do everything else that weekend when y'all on the schedule. You got to be that opponent where when you come on the schedule, the respect is on your name.
Absolutely.
Simple as that. Become a formidable opponent and do what you got to do for people to respect you and take you serious and show up to when you there and take you serious like a legit opponent. You got to be able to do that. So show up to the game, support, and give to this man. If you ain't gonna do nothing else, give to help this man do better because you saw the salaries. That ain't gonna work when them guys can quit and go be the manager at McDonald's and make more than at McDonald's as the manager than being a damn coordinator at UAPB.
Absolutely. And before I get up out of here as well, everybody talk about, oh, Scotty, you need to show respect. Listen, I was getting disrespected way before I was calling him Dr. McNuggets. Okay, so I just want to be very clear about that. I was getting disrespected way before then, and there's a lot of stuff behind closed doors that I was getting disrespected on. Okay. So miss me with all that. But I'm gonna leave it right there. Hey, listen, guys, appreciate everything. UAPB, thank you for finally coming to your senses and getting the head coach. Valley, you on the clock. Bethune-Cookman, you damn sure on the clock. Until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'ma holler. God bless. That boy got UAPB.